social media. The youth are experiencing it. Adults are experiencing it. So where is the hope? Where is the hope in an age of social media? You know, a lot of you might be feeling, I don't see it. But I'm here today to tell you that yes, there is. And I'm going to be showing you what tools we have at our disposal and how can we apply them to work better for us. So, why is this such a problem? We can first look to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, with physiological needs at the very bottom. So this is food and water, and right above that we have safety needs. So this is like a house, shelter. And right above that, we have social belonging. So this is love, connection, wanting to be part of something. So this really illustrates how social media plays on that inner desire of ours to be connected. It satisfies that need whenever and wherever. Next, guys, I have a question for you actually. Have you ever compared yourself to another person? Maybe they were dressed in something that you wanted. Maybe they had something about them that you really liked and you wish you had that. Maybe they had a job that you wish you were in. This is known as the social comparison theory. And it was dubbed in 1954, so this was long before, the rise in social media. And it explains how individuals, so you and me, we determine our worth by comparing ourselves to another person who we think is superior. And this is really aggravated by social media because we're constantly being confronted with the lives of others. So, what steps should we take to navigate through this? Well, the first step is to become conscious. Hatred rages all over the internet, right? And it even affects our lives away from our screens. So it can affect our views on other people, so that have different opinions, thoughts, and beliefs to us, because when we're on social media, we're constantly being shown content that already affirms what we think is correct. This is known as the confirmation bias. So when we're confronted with another person and they have a differing opinion to us, we think, this can't be right, because we're conditioned to believe that if it's not what we think, it's wrong. And this leads to hatred towards ourselves. Because if we can't keep up with the latest trends in fashion, in beauty, and ideologies, we feel as if we've been cast aside in society. This plays on our self-esteem, and we can actually really suffer from this. You can see this in friend groups, where a lot of friend groups feel pressured to have the same political views, social views, and a lot of us feel a lot of tension to follow what the crowd says. But here's where it gets good. We can, with the steps that I will introduce, we can get away from this. I also hear a lot about hatred in our generation. A lot of people say, this generation is ruined. There's no hope. But I believe to make big changes in society, we need to come together as a whole, because social media draws lines when there are none. So let me tell you about my experience with social media. TikTok. It's a place where people overshare extremely sensitive information. You can see stories about people's abuse, people getting cheated on. There's even, as crazy enough as it is, strippers showing how much money they made in one night. And this is a platform where young people use it daily. So imagine a bunch of 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds using this platform and seeing, wow, this is the kind of career I want to aspire for. Do you guys see how outrageous that is? Social media normalizes misery. It normalizes depression. So when we're confronted with this all the time, it becomes our reality. We are constantly engaging with this. Now, I lost hope for my future. I didn't want to be really anything anymore, because social media makes mass consumption the end goal. How much can you buy? How many vacations can you go on? And if you can't live up to this, it feels as if you have failed at life. I even lost hope for my hobbies. I mean, I love painting, I love sewing, and social media is such a time grabber that you're on it for hours and hours. And when you see how much time has gone by, you feel lazy, you feel unproductive. And then to combat this, you go back on social media because it's this vicious cycle that brings us peace, it brings us comfort. So, maybe you guys even have a little inkling of wanting to do more, of wanting to be better. Think of this as your seed. And this is proof alone that you have it in you. You have what it takes to rise above. You don't need to look elsewhere and look for other people saying, wow, that person is really strong. No, you already have this. So, I've actually got a question for all of you. Do you ever feel like an observer? Yeah? Because for me, when I was on social media, I was constantly engaging with the lives of others. I was no longer engaged in my own because by scrolling, by reading comments, you start to take the narratives and the realities of others and make that your own. So what I did was I realized that you have to turn from being a passive to becoming an active participant of life. Because when we are active, we find true love, true passion, and true belonging. Conformity also, conforming to a crowd, is what has kept us alive, but it might actually end up killing us. Why might that be? Well, back in the caveman times, okay, sure, we all need to get food for the village, whatever. But now we're all conforming to depression and misery, like I said earlier. So imagine a whole generation now. You see where this is going? So, by realizing that social media is a tool that we can use. You know how some people, they go through really, really hard things in life, and they seem to just be better equipped to deal with these problems. Anything can come their way, and they have like this resilience about them that they can just take whatever comes their way. Well, if we start looking at social media in this way as an experience, a learning experience, imagine all of us are already that much better off. The first step is to ask yourself, where do I want to be? Where do I want to go with my life? What am I passionate about? Ask yourself these questions. Who do I want to hang around? Because by finding this, the whole point is to not live your life aimlessly. We don't know what to do. So, once you've gotten this, this is where you can use your phone, and you can journal about it. You can use Pinterest, Instagram, save things to align with your goals. Because remember how I said that when we're on our phone, we engage with this, and it becomes our reality? Well, this is like a super boosted version of that. So, where's the hope in all of this? As a whole generation, conforming to this, it only takes a few people to start to choose their life decision. And imagine all of us starting to do this. Imagine how much progress we could make, really, if all of us decided, okay, now it's time to become active. I don't need to look for anyone else's approval anymore. I don't need to look anywhere else. And like this, we can stop focusing on, becoming strippers or worrying about our partner cheating on us. This is where we start. So the answer is this, guys. By simply changing our perspective on social media from an obstacle to an asset, we can use this powerful tool given to us to change our life, to improve our life, to do better than just even better than our scrolling habits or, controlling what we see, but to fix this and use it for, our romantic life, professional life, everywhere else. With time, as it's not easy, and it's not a linear path either, we can rise above this. So, guys, by instilling self-trust, because by asking yourself those questions from earlier, it's also building a relationship with yourself. With this and a shifted perspective on social media, it leads to courage. And we need courage to have hope in an age of social media. Thank you.